Welcome back to Sightline Strategies. Today what we're going to talk about is Glock modifications. Specifically, what do I do to my Glocks? What we have here is just a plain Jane Glock Gen 4 Glock 17. As you can see here, this is not just some battle-worn finish. That is tried and true earned holster wear. I've had this bad boy for quite some time. So let's get into what I do to my 17s here. All I do here is I am a big believer in replacing the recoil spring. I think that Glocks are oversprung from the factory. I do think that replacing the recoil spring with a slightly lighter recoil spring gives you more consistent tracking. This is a 15-pound spring here. If you go lighter to say 13 pounds and you run spicier ammo, you're going to start beating up the gun, and I don't think you get any appreciable performance. And you can start to induce malfunctions there. I've even gone down as far as 11 pounds just to experiment and learn. And I have found that 11 was really troublesome in most Glocks. 17s, 34s, you name it. I've had some issues from there. Back here, the Glock firing pin block, I do lighten the spring. I do change that spring there. I do think that helps lighting that pull without sacrificing safety. If you go from a manufacturer such as Terran Tactical or something like that, somebody that's been working on them for quite some time. Other than that, what you see here, this is my production gun, my competitive, I'm still shooting production in USPSA. Dawson sights with the green fiber optic. I find that the green is just easier to see in a multitude of lighting conditions. Rock on. That's all we got there. So what we have here is the frame. If you notice here, no stippling. Is stippling necessary? In my opinion, no, but I understand the utility of it. It looks great. There are some guys doing that, some phenomenal work on Glock frames and really doing some really cool modifications with the grip. I just don't think with this grip here that it's necessary. However, a pro tip is I went practicing with a couple of really good shooters the other day, and what they were doing is, I knew Gabe Wyatt was playing with Talon grips on the back strap here, but what they were doing was that, but wrapping just individual strips between their finger grooves on their Gen 4s, and even they mimicked it on their Gen 5s with hockey tape. Just that kind of that thicker cloth tape, and when I played with theirs, man, that felt great, and honestly, I'm going to give it a try on this old girl here. Flipping around, this is a CH Precision Weapon System grip plug there. I'll try to get a better angle on it, but man, this angle here going like that really opens up this mag well. This is brass here. It does increase the weight of the grip a little bit. Again, is it necessary? No, but it does help a little bit. I think it helps with the balance of the gun a little bit. I think that if you buy the polymer one, you're still going to see a good performance increase on your reloads, which, if you're shooting USPSA, that matters. Moving on from there is the trigger, the famous Apex trigger that we are all familiar with, and there are a gazillion reviews on it. I like the rolling break of the Apex trigger. I can really get aggressive on prepping with this trigger. What I did to save a few bucks is on the Gen 4s, Apex will sell the trigger shoe by itself, because the trigger bar is just an OEM trigger bar from Apex, even per them. So buy the trigger shoe, and if you have a spare Gen 4 trigger bar lying around, I had a bunch of them lying around because everybody and their mama upgrades the trigger. So I'm like, hey bro, just give me your OEM trigger bar, and I've got a box full of them to play with and experiment with different things. So I just stuck it on there, and I've been very happy. Of course, it's still money, so I've still got to roll over all of my triggers to this trigger here, and I'll eventually get to that. Other than that, on the interior, all I have there, that connector there is a Terran Tactical connector. The Terran Tactical connector with this Apex trigger shoe is a phenomenal combination, okay? The Terran Tactical connector really does take about a pound and a half off the trigger, along with the increased leverage of this Apex flat face trigger. It really helps, and that's the way that I like to shoot, especially if you're getting aggressive on the prep. Other than that, you can see there, that's the magazine release. That is a Vickers extended magazine release. That's just something that I put on years ago, and you know what? I just never took it off. It's a magazine release. I'm going to be frank with you guys. Is it necessary? No. Glock even makes like a 3mm extended magazine release. So if you really want an extended magazine release, I'm sure you can find them somewhere. Someone may even give you one. But is it a necessary upgrade? No, I just wanted to be honest for the sake of the video. That's a Glock OEM slide stop. Is it necessary? It depends on what you think. I think that it helps manipulations, unloading. I've got short thumbs, so if I do go to slide lock, it helps with that slide lock versus having the stock one on there, at least with the Gen 4s. But it's only if I am practicing something with a slide lock, a particular drill or something like that. Necessary if you shoot to empty unless you're told to in USPSA for whatever reason, or if you shoot IDPA, no. Use the regular stock one. You're not going to fall behind, I promise you, at least if you're doing your homework in dry fire. Funny how that word keeps popping up. Other than that, guys, that's what I've got there. This is pretty much how I set up all of my Glocks, whether it is for competition, carry, or my red dot Glocks that I have equipped with a red dot. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really does help. I hope this video really helped you. And as always, hold your line.